Hello, I'd like to welcome everybody to today's event in Edmonton entitled the Islamic Finance and Malaysia event, hosted by the Edmonton Chamber of Commerce and the World Trade Center of Edmonton. My name is Daud Vicary and I'm the President and CEO of INCEIF, the International Center for Education in Islamic Finance, otherwise known as the Global University of Islamic Finance. It may be interesting for you to know a little bit about my background. I was born in England, so I'm therefore a UK citizen. I was born a Christian, but I converted to Islam 21 years ago, and I've been engaged in finance, and now Islamic finance, for the last 21 years, both as an advisor, as a CEO of several institutions which I helped to set up from scratch. I was also global head of Islamic finance at Deloitte, prior to joining INCEIF as its CEO about 2 years ago. When Momin shared with me his ideas about this session, and it was being run in Canada, I was delighted to accept his invitation to give you a few brief remarks on the state of play in Islamic finance. Post-financial crisis, which occurred 5 or 6 years ago, there has been increasing interest in Islamic finance throughout the world. And this has largely been generated as a result of two things. One is that there has been a recognition that Islamic finance has not been that badly impacted by the global financial crisis, and an alignment of that thinking to the reality of Islamic finance in that it is closely associated with the real economy rather than the financial economy, which delves into speculation and derivative instruments. The second reason Islamic finance has become more interesting to everyone is because of the availability of liquidity. This is primarily because of the vast resources in Asia and the Middle East revolving around oil. But if you also look at the growth of the economies in Asia, it's been particularly based on the growth of Islamic finance. So therefore, my message to you today is that it's important that you understand a little bit more about Islamic finance, and most importantly, you recognize that Islamic finance is not just for Muslims. In fact, quite the opposite. The first Islamic bank I set up in Malaysia, which albeit is Malaysia is a Muslim majority country, 70% of my customer base were Chinese. They were not Muslims, but they were with my Islamic bank because it was a better value proposition. Malaysia has led the way in the growth and development of Islamic finance. Indeed, many say, including myself, that it is the world hub for Islamic finance and the global leader. A huge amount of effort in Malaysia has gone into the growth and development of Islamic finance over the last 30 years. Unusual for a developing country. However, it has achieved it. It's achieved it through focus, through vision, through determination, and understanding the subject matter. And over the last 7 years, since the creation of INCEIF in 2006, there's been an increasing recognition on education and developing awareness around Islamic finance and creating the next generation of professionals. Therefore, I'd like to leave you with 3 key takeaways. One is that Islamic finance is for everyone. Secondly, Islamic finance is good for business, and you can see through the interaction of many multinational companies such as Shell, GE Capital, the Aeon Corporation in Japan, who've all raised funds in the market through the issuance of sukuk, that this is an area where there is a great deal of focus from all sorts of companies around the world in growing their capital market base. The third item is that Malaysia is very much the global hub for Islamic finance. Indeed, it is the global marketplace for Islamic finance. And as a result of that, I'm delighted to represent not only INCEIF today, but also Malaysia in sharing with you something about the country and the growth of Islamic finance, and welcoming you to the world of Islamic finance for everyone. Thank you very much indeed for your attention.